New tool, simple problem. Somebody dismantled it and can't get it back together again. This, by the looks of it, is the brand new Paslode second fix 16 gauge nail gun. This is the redesigned one from 2024. Not sure if I like the new design, to be honest. Something about it doesn't seem right. Right, need to get this back together again. The top doors come off and the plungers come off. And the plunge, that's probably why there, look. The door is now removable. So in other words, if you move the pin, if you take this off, it's not going to go back on again, because the pin is then in the way. Now it won't go back in, because the pin has to sit into this groove. Right, bit of dismantling needed here. Now it's a different top cover as well. Instead of the screws being exposed, they now have them covered under this here plastic cover. That's just aesthetics, not for practicality. In other words, that cover is eventually going to wear out now, and you will have to replace it when it no longer stays on tight. Exact same setup, just with a different cover. So nothing different about it so far. There's a twist release as well. And the pin's okay. The steel pin in here is now fixed, so that can just come on and off easily. Either just lift it up or take it out. Don't know if I like that. That could just lead to more problems. And that's not a good setup either. So in other words, when that door's off, this can just drop off. So in other words, somebody's going to have a lend to your gun, take the cover off, and you're going to have that probe lost. Don't like that at all. That's common with the likes of a tack-wise gun, and that's what you see all the time. These here missing, you have to replace them, and these here probes aren't exactly cheap. There we go. That's a lot of hassle if you take off that cover and you can't get it back on again. You have to do all that to reinstall to get the pin lined up. It's not so bad. It's harder to take it off. The pin's sticking back. That's the gun ready to fire with the pin back. The door can just lift off. Very easy to put it back on again. I would say this could be a problem if you're not careful putting it on again. And you knock the pin over to one side, you don't keep it straight. You then can't get the door back on. So you're going to have to take off the back cover and pull the pin out, or get a pair of pliers. Leave the pin sitting so the little groove here is pointing up. will be a chamfered side that should be facing down the way. It needs to be sitting like that. Push it back so it's in the centre and in the right position. Then you can reinstall the door. That there is going to be a handling. Don't like that. It's an easy fix if it ever happens to you, but I would say this will be happening to quite a few people. So do watch out. If you take off that door, don't let the pin move. Don't like that top cover. The spot gun had the same thing in the first iteration of the 800 Plus. It had a clip-on cover. Thing lasted no time. Always losing the filters would cost about €25. Not a good setup. I don't like this at all. You'll be having to take that off just to get to the screws. It's a bit of a handling. The old design was way better. Plus that door, you would nearly think it's off the wrong gun. You would imagine that should be orange. It's not even all that well fitted. And also this will eventually become a problem. Because that is only just sitting there. This wee adjuster can drop up and down. So eventually, whenever this gun gets old, that's going to wear and snag in the housing lot. It looks like it's already been actually hitting. New Paslode second fix gun. Looks nice, does the job, but I wouldn't be a fan of it. I don't like redesigns where they don't actually change anything on the inside, just change the cover and the position of the battery. Makes it a little bit slimmer here, but it's not that big an improvement. Not really worth redesigning the whole gun just for the battery placement. Handy, the door can come off, but do watch it. If you take the door off, do not move the pin when it's in there, otherwise you might have difficulty getting it back on again.